those of us who read history at all, and I don't sit down with history books every night, but I'm reasonably well informed on what did and didn't happen.
Right.
I mean, I write about it. I write about the Long March in 1948 in a song of mine on my album Amused to Death, a
Yeah.
song called Watching TV. And in 1948, you know, blah, 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 Mao Zedong got quite irate and he kicked that old dictator Chiang out of the state. Well, Chiang Kai-shek came down in Formosa, and as
As
we
it was
know,
known in the West, yeah.
yeah, but in my song, even back then in 1990, I was writing the material for Amused to Death, and I said that old something dictator Chiang, who used to order his troops to fire on women and children. Imagine that. So I'm talking about one of those massacres during towards
Civil
the
War,
end
yeah.
of the Civil War in China. So the history is there from 1948, 1949, but also the history is there from 1972 when Nixon visited China, and when they came up with the Shanghai Communique, where the United States government officially and absolutely agreed that there was only one China,
Yeah.
and that it was governed by it was the People's Republic of China, and it was governed by the Chinese Communist Party,
Yeah.
and that is China. And part of China is Taiwan, notwithstanding the fact that that's where Chiang Kai-shek went at the end of the Second World War and stayed, and that there are still huge disagreements about what that history was and what's going to happen in the future. But it's for the Chinese people to make those decisions.
So
It's the Chinese people who live in Taiwan and the Chinese people who live in mainland China, so it's for them. It's none of our business. And this is something that we seem to have failed to comprehend. And it's certainly none of Nancy Pelosi's business.
well, that was going to be my
And
next
for her
question.
to go over there poking the Chinese people in the eye with a stick is retrograde and unhelpful, and shows that she has no idea what diplomacy is or the way one nation should treat another nation in terms of their foreign policy.